Hello everyone, my name is Pratibam and welcome to my channel. On this channel, I talk a lot about my experiences and what I have learned through my journey and wish to share it with you all. In fact, one of the very important thing that I learned while being around some of the very successful and famous people is that they think very different. Believe me, I come from a very humble background and started my job and career and from at the literally the bottom level, but so my way of thinking was very different. And when I met all these famous people and when I started observing how do they think, I was just mind blown because these people think very differently. They think about very different things and they largely think about impact, I guess. So in this video, I'll talk about some 5 topics that I felt were very different than the way everybody else or everyone else thinks. So let's check out. So very different thing that I learned by observing these people was that they think from top to bottom, and I was tuned as a consultant to think about the process, how would it be done, what is the planning, estimate, and all of that. But when I met these people who are already very successful in their lives, who are already very successful in their lives, and I observed the way they think, it was just mind blowing. They always thought about how can I solve this problem, and they never bothered too much about the roadblocks or what would the nitty gritties of getting it done would be. So that just blew my mind. First of all, I was like, okay, when somebody presents a problem to me, I get in a mode where I am scared at first because of firstly of the magnanimity of the problem, and then I'll get into details as to how would I do it. If I have to do, I'll go and learn this, that, blah blah blah. But when the same problem was presented to them, they just believed that okay, it would be done, don't worry how, because they knew that there would be someone who would know better than me how to do it. I just need to gather those people. I just need to create that system that works and bring all of these smart people together so that they can work together to solve this problem. So my job is an orchestrator and not a person who would do all the things on the ground. And this kind of approach just blew my mind. I was like, oh my god, I never thought about it like this before. So this was my very important learning, that they don't bother too much about the nitty gritties. They look at the impact, they look at what can be achieved, and they just go and try and do those things, and they continue to do persist till the time those things are done. So yeah, I would encourage you as well to think differently so that you can also look at a problem from a very different angle, where you are less bothered about how it would be done. Just believe that it would be done and it can be done. Second thing which I observed was that they look at the impact. I mean, they always are cognizant of the fact that whatever I'm gonna do, it should have a good impact over the society. They are driven by the impact, I would say. So the larger the impact, the bigger their motivation would be. They would actually do a lot of things just to have that impact onto the world. So another thing which I observed was that they always focus on the scale. I mean, they would try and do things which impact a lot of people. I mean, that they look for things that have larger scale than focusing on small issues. The reason why they do that is they know that they have limited time, limited resources, and limited things that they can do. So why not focus on things which are of larger magnitude and would impact far more people than focusing on just one person or two people, right? So that is what I observe, that they also look at the scale of what they do, and they try to do things which are usually of larger scale. Another very surprising learning was that money is not always the focus. I mean, they do understand the value of money and how it works and it is necessary, but in most of the scenarios when I observed them, the money was not the focus. The first few things which I mentioned were more important to them than the money. So I realized that, okay, so money is the outcome of what you do, it's not the chase. So that was also very unique and different perspective for me while I was learning so many other things as well. Fifth thing which I observed was that they value a lot about trust, honesty, and behavior. So, for example, if a successful businessman has to go and actually do business with any other person or entity, they want them to be trustworthy. So they would go and research about you, they will find about you, and they will first convince themselves that you are trustworthy by observing you silently and observing the behavior of the company and or the people. So they are very keen observers. They know who is trustworthy, who is lying, and who is actually good person. So they value a lot about these fundamental things like honesty, trust, and professionalism. I hope you also learned some valuable lessons through this video. Do let me know in comments, and see you next time. Bye bye.